Hey, hi everybody. Hi guys. Why am I so big? What's going on here? Phew.
That's better,
Hi,
Steve.
hi Lori. Hi Melanie.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Boy,
How are you today?
what a show we have today, huh?
Lots of
Yeah,
dogs.
lots of dogs.
Seven dogs. Yes, we do. And as you can see, they're not all peers because the show's not about breed specific show. Okay. We can have all breeds. That's why Lori would have Newfoundlands on and other breeds too that you foster with
Yep.
New to You Rescue, um, whom supports the show also. So, wow. So, seven dogs. You're going to be tired, Lori.
We got our hands full today, that's for sure.
Stefanie, it's always fun to have her on. She's got such a positive personality. It's contagious, isn't it?
She is.
She's with Skippy Skippins Rehab and Rescue, Rescue and Rehab. I almost screwed that up. She's been a supporter of the show for quite a while, and she also fosters GPRS dogs, in which she's going to feature two of them today. And well, with that many dogs, I guess we better shut up and get rolling, huh? So I'll play Madison's video first, and well, the only video we have, and we'll bring her up. Wow. Hey, Stefanie, how you doing? Let me make you a little bit bigger so we can see your hand better. There
Sorry,
you are.
it's loud in here.
Wow.
So
Which
I wanted,
one's Madison?
yeah, we're going to show Madison. Can I introduce everybody really quickly?
Sure show
Okay,
today.
this is Captain Jack. Captain Jack is a sweet guy, 2-year-old Great Pyrenees. This is his running mate who turns circles every 5 minutes. This is Speedy. Speedy is just that, very speedy. This is Danielle. She's ours, but she likes to hang out in here with some of her friends. This is Baby Girl.
Well, that's Baby Girl.
Baby Girl's been on the show before. She is a pure Australian, okay, not a pure Australian, an Australian cattle dog, pure mix. This is her brother. This is Cooper. This little baby down here, Cappy. Cappy's new. Kitty. Here is, this right here is.
Wow.
Her is everything is banded. This right here is Smokey. Kisses. That's a kiss. Smokey. Pinto Bean. Lots of kisses.
There's the infamous Pinto Bean.
Pinto Bean. This is Max. Max is a Czech working dog. He is a shepherd, right? A Czech German shepherd. Well, not a Czech German shepherd, but Czech shepherd. This right here is Madison.
Hi,
Next to
Madison.
the crazy high-strung shepherd.
Wow.
And then Ziggers. Hey, Ziggy.
Ziggy.
Hey, Ziggers. And then this is Morgan.
Oh, hi, Morgan.
Come here,
Morgan.
Morgan.
Of the
There's
Keeper.
Morgan. One of the M litter. There's Miss Priss.
Miss Priss. Oh, she got Brindle.
There is Maddox.
Maddox.
And there is Sugar. Sugar's
How many dogs do you have? How many dogs do you have there?
Here, well, in that one room, I don't know. Jason, I have to count them up for you.
You lost count?
Yeah, in that room, you have to count them up for you. I don't know. You want to let out Madison, Ziggy, and Happy?
That's
Okay.
a lot of dogs in one room, Stefanie. Good Lord, girl.
It's 17 dogs. It's a big room. So,
Wow.
Jason, I need Madison, Ziggy, and Happy. It's a big room. It's like 20 by, I don't know, 25 or something.
Wow.
And we have them kind of all next to one another.
Right.
And they come out in groups. So we mix and match who's with who. So that way they don't get used to just one set of puppies. So then that way they're good with other doggies. And it's loud in here, okay, Michelle? Madison.
Wow.
Here's
That's
Madison.
that's a lot of dog food.
Come on, Mads. That's
that's
Miss
Madison.
Mads. Miss Madison is a beautiful girl. There's Ziggers.
And Ziggy.
There's Happy. Happy's new. He just came in this week.
And they're
That's
all
my peer.
getting along just fine.
Yeah,
Wow,
that's my
they all get along
Pyrador.
great.
Now you said before the show you told me Madison had a job right now. What was that again?
Yes. So she is in the process, baby. We might have to put Ziggy back here. He's getting too into everybody's business. All right. Her job right now is Happy's new. And he's coming from an environment where it's probably a lot quieter and he's not used to being around so many dogs. And it can be quite daunting. And so he is needing to settle in. And Madison is now kind of mentoring. This is Happy I'm following right here. He's kind of mentoring Happy. So then that way he can settle in a little bit better and get used to everybody. She's kind of our welcome wagon, Madison is. So Madison kind of makes sure everybody feels good,
Wow.
feels safe, and is welcome here. She's a very good girl. Come on, Mads.
Wow.
She is quite athletic. And so I'm not going to lie. If she really wanted to, she can jump my fence easy. The funny thing about her is when she does jump it, she just goes right to the door to be let back in.
And how does she do? I know a lot of that's different now, but how was she when you first got her? Wasn't she a little bit standoffish?
Yes. She was very nervous. She was very shy. She had come from a shelter. They said that she didn't really want to have anything to do with anybody. You can see her. She's a beautiful girl.
Boy,
She didn't
that's
want to have anything. She didn't want to have anything to do with anybody. Very shy, very scared. She stayed to herself a lot, kind of just back in the back of her crate and just didn't really want to do nothing with anybody. And now I can't get her off of me because she thinks she's got to jump up on me and give me a hug every few seconds.
How long did it take her to get through that?
It actually took a couple of months before she would honestly come out of the crate and not be flinching.
Then
she flinched.
Let me ask you your opinion on something. Do you think that would be repeated if she got adopted, or do you think that she's more socialized in that area now?
I think she's more socialized now. She's actually been really impressive this past week. We went ahead. Oh, Ziggs. Look, he's rolling over in the dirt, so he's trying to steal all the thunder. So,
how long have you had Madison, Stefanie?
Madison has been with us. I don't know. Probably coming up on the better part of 2 years, maybe at least a year and something, because she came in April. I guess she came in April of before this past year, so probably in April 2 years. She is now probably pushing almost 5 now, probably. She was about 2 or 3 when she came in.
Oh, so she's about 5 years old. Okay.
Probably by now. That's probably.
Gotcha.
Oh, you haven't had any kind of.
Because her bio said like 3 years and 3 months.
Yeah, probably since then I need to update, but
I got you. Okay.
She's at least 4 something now, obviously, but
but she's amazing now.
Oh, look at her. She's just jumping, playing. She's been out. She had to go to get shots. Worry about her in those kind of situations, like how she's going to do with other people.
You're starting to get a little far from your signal. Now you should be better now.
She's using the potty.
Yeah, give her some privacy.
Yeah. There she comes. She's done. But she, come here, baby. She went to the vet. She was a good girl. She got her shots. She just was nice to everybody. She's gotten a lot more social. Hey, Ziggers. She is just really kind of blossomed lately. We've gone through several different people to kind of come in and work the dogs for us, to come in and let them out during the days. And she has done really well. And each new change, she adapts a lot quicker. So I'm thinking that she has pretty much adapted herself out of like being too shy. She would, if she goes to a new home, she'll probably be quiet maybe for the first couple of weeks, just like every other dog, right?
Right, and so that's not unusual at all. All right.
No, so probably the first 3 weeks, it would still be the rule of 3, no matter what. But probably this. Thank you, baby.
But always remember, the dogs are the timer, not us. She's just giving you an estimate, okay?
I think she would do well with a 9-month-old pure mix. She, Happy, look at her, she's pawing at me. Happy is 10 months old, and he's a Purador, so a pure Labrador mix, and she loves him. She's real good with all of the different puppies we've brought in the house. I'm scratching your booty. Look at her.
She can't reach there.
She likes booty scratch.
Home with another
dog.
Stefanie?
Everybody thinks. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Would she be best in a home with another dog then, Stefanie?
I think she would love to have another dog. Yes, I think that would be her preference.
So younger than her, preferably.
Younger. She doesn't really mind if they're even the same age, but if they're going to be the same age, they need to be male. She likes big males. So she doesn't mind older ones either, as long as they're big males, like big old Ziggs here.
He is so handsome.
Right.
Oh,
Madison's bio link is in the comments now. And what about Mr. Ziggy here? Just came up and stole the show.
Ziggy, as you can see, is quite girthy. It looks like he's huge. And he is. We just had him weighed. He's 130. But it's fluff. Like, it's fluff. I've never seen a dog almost with more hair than this dog has. Because he sinks in where he should.
He still has that indentation. Okay.
Yeah. It's buried under probably about, you can see it, probably under about 30
My
pounds of
my
fluff.
first thought that you were overfeeding him, but I changed. I stepped back on that one now.
No, he's huge, fluffy. Like he's got a
Wow,
lot of hair. Look at that.
that's awesome.
He's just a big old floof.
All
So I
right.
love to watch him running because his booty is nothing but a big bunch of hairs.
Yeah. By the
So
way, hang on just a second, Stephanie. I want to address a question that had come up. Patty, we'll get to your question when Roman comes up here, and he covers. We're going to cover that for you, okay? But we're going to let Stephanie get done with this first because we got a lot of dogs. But
so
on how long it takes for Jack to settle in. So Jack's an Akbosh. And
Oh boy. Oh
yeah,
boy.
well, I mean, he's a good dog. He had
Aren't they
he had
all?
a rough go in the beginning of it, and now he doesn't.
Perfect. Thank you, Patty, for taking him in.
there's Ziggers. So
So sorry, Stephanie.
this good looking boy right here is Ziggers. He loves his daddy. You can see how big he looks. He's really kind of hard to keep clean because we gave him a bath and he just goes out and gets in the dirt pile. And
Could that have anything to do with all the dirt because of all the dogs? You have no grass.
yeah, we got no grass. Our dogs love it that way. They love that mud. So,
Well, it saves you on having to buy a weed whacker and a lawnmower.
so he gets out there and he rolls all over the place, and he's definitely a roly boy. He loves to roll around in that dirt. But he is a very sweet boy. Every morning, whenever I see him, I have to kiss his snoot and tell him that he can eat his breakfast before he'll eat.
He's beautiful.
Does he have a blue eye?
He does.
Cool.
He has heterochromia. And so one eye, I wish I could see it better. Oh, he's trying to pure paw me now instead. Okay. He's got Grinch feet. I probably should cut them toes. You can see them. They're just crazy long. He is a hairy dog. But Madison, but he is got one blue eye that has a little bit of black, a little bit of brown in it. And then he's got one brown eye that has a little bit of blue in it. So neither one of his eyes are any one thing. Happy digging.
We have a question on how old is Ziggy?
How old is Ziggy? Ziggy is about 5.
Okay.
It probably shows he was 4. He came in not last October, but the October before that. So these are my 2 longest.
He's in the prime of his life right now, living a great life.
So these are my 2 longest residents here. But that's just because, like I said, Madison came from what we found out was a very abusive kind of environment. And so she was real scared of noises, real scared of men, real scared of all kinds of things. And then Ziggy, I don't know why Ziggy's still here.
What would Ziggy's best home be, Steph?
Honestly, Ziggy, he loves people. What's he don't love? He doesn't love high energy dogs. So he does love people. He's definitely a smooch hound. So he kind of likes to hog all the hugs and kisses. Look at all that fur going off there. But
how's he with other males?
Not fabulous, but I mean, Happy's young and he's 10 months old, but Happy is super chillaxed. And so Ziggy doesn't seem to mind, right? Madison. Ziggy doesn't seem to mind him.
Well, did you see that? She just called the Great Pyrenees and she came.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Matt minds really well. Actually, so does Ziggy, for that matter. If I tell him to come on, Ziggy comes on. So here's Mads again.
That could go unnoticed in some circles.
Yes, all of mine mind for the most part.
Or how about something good happens every time they come to you?
Well, they get snuggles. You gonna give me a pure paw? Yeah. Oh, you're a sweet girl. That's Madison.
She's adorable.
So she gets a kiss when she does that. She gets a snoot kiss.
So something good happened if she likes kissing.
But Ziggy is out running around. But he is. Come on, Ziggs. He is. Nope. He's got a potty. He is better probably for an only house. He's fine with another very low key large dog. He goes out sometimes with Sugar. He goes out with obviously Madison. Madison's not low key, but Madison kind of plays with the other dogs and not really so much Ziggy. He likes his space. And he goes out with Sugar. Sugar's our other 4-year-old female peer, and she is very low key also. You know what I'm saying? She don't play too much, she's not very hyper. So that's Madison right there with Jason.
Yeah.
So he's
Thank you.
so he is giving a lot of peer paws.
I thought she was afraid of men. I guess not anymore.
Not anymore. She was very afraid. We couldn't touch her for the first few months. And actually, even for the first 6 months, she was just really skittish. It really took, I hate to say it, really kind of almost a year for us to break through everything. And now she'll go out, let us walk her in public, let us do other things with her in public. And we didn't think we'd be able to do that.
Right. How does she do with visitors when a visitor comes over?
She's pretty good.
Okay.
Say I might bark at him once or twice, but I'm up here. What do you want for me to do? Huh?
All right.
Say what do you want for me to do?
Question about Ziggy. Debbie wants to know how Ziggy gets along with cats.
I don't know that Ziggy's met a cat.
Okay. So that's unknown.
Yeah. I mean, he's pretty lazy. So I don't know.
Have any of these dogs, I know you don't have any, but has any of these dogs been around children or any recommendations?
Oh, I do have some that are around children because I have my 3-year-old granddaughter here.
Okay.
So Madison has not been a problem. Ziggs could care less. Ziggy.
He's pretty laid back, huh?
Yeah, he'll get the zooms, or what we call fat Zig zooms, just about like 30 seconds. And then he just kind of wants to lay on your lap and just get cuddles. So he's pretty easy. And you can see Madison's quite the cuddle hog too. So she's a good girl, but she's just nothing but smiles and cuddles.
Yeah.
Ain't that right, baby?
Cool.
Smiles.
All right. Now they're both GPRS dogs, right?
Those are both GPRS dogs, baby. Can you go get Ziggs? He ain't never coming back in. He's enjoying himself too much.
And every dog that we're featuring today is listed at the Great Pyrenees Rescue Society. Is that correct?
Yes. Everyone that you had listed, yes.
Yep. Okay.
If we had time to show others, I certainly would.
We can't spend all the time on the Pyrs, even though I wouldn't have no problem with that, but we have 4 other dogs.
Well, we are getting these up. Let me see if I can get him to come in.
You know, Pinto Bean is building quite the following, isn't he?
Ziggers! He gets a lot of love everywhere we go. Oh, here comes Ziggs. I said Ziggers. Here he comes. Ziggers, come on, baby.
Look at that. All 3 peers came when she called. That is amazing.
Yeah. Look, they're all at the door ready to go in. Baby.
Wow.
I want your secret. I can't even get my Landseer to come when I call him half the time.
Yeah, Kitty and Pinto next. So see, there's all of the babies. There's Happy. He's going to go in last. He lets everybody go in. How do we know that Happy needs to go last? Ziggy told him he had to.
Awesome.
Yeah. So Ziggy
or maybe he didn't want to get squished between 2 Great Pyrenees.
Well, he made the mistake of getting in front one time, and Ziggy's crate and Happy's crate are right across from each other, and that kept Ziggy from going in to get his treat, and he was not pleased.
Okay.
So
now, every dog that you have there are crate trained, right?
Yes.
Okay.
As you saw, they're all in crates. Everybody's crate trained. They automatically go to theirs. They know where they are. The minute we open the door, they go to them. The minute we let them out, they're, oh, hey, baby, here's Pinto.
There's the infamous Pinto Bean.
Here's Pinto Bean. Oh, baby.
Oh.
Why is he still there?
I don't know. This baby is a good baby. We've had this baby
is it because of his energy level?
Well, yeah, but
He's a good dog.
pitties, they kind of turn around in circles and they're pretty energetic for a little while.
Yeah.
But even that, they'd rather be on the couch.
Now,
They're kind of
isn't
like,
this the third time he's been on the show?
yeah, they're really like couch hippos. He would rather be a house hippo and a cuddle than he would be playing.
And he's
But he does
certainly
have
not a
good
fighting
energy.
dog. He's certainly
But
not a
he's
fighter.
good. He's good with everybody. He is
Wow.
also a long-term resident. He was picked up after being tossed out on a major highway,
Oh,
I-35 in Dallas, and so he's been here ever since, and that has been quite some time.
okay.
I
What
think
about
that
him? Has he been exposed to cats?
no,
Okay.
we don't
Well, I didn't
really.
know if you had them. I didn't know if you had them
We
there.
don't have any cats.
Okay, so the exposure is when they happen to come around.
Yeah, I have 37 dogs and no cats. So
Probably a good choice, but
yeah, we did have a cat at some point, but they didn't really hang out with it. And then we had the only one that's been around cats probably are my personals. And then this boy, I can tell you right now, he gets interested in all little things, but he learns to leave things alone. So I think that he could be okay. He would just need some slow introductions and be told not to mess with the cat.
Now, with his energy level, young children probably wouldn't be a good idea, would it?
He loves kids. Loves them. And every little event that we have gone to, the kids come up and he just sits down. Oh, that's a cute picture. He just sits down and lets them just love on him. Wow. He loves little kids. And how old would you say he is now? About 3? Yeah, he's probably about 3.5 now. We've had him for quite a few years. We've had him ever since he was 4 months old. Yeah. Just trying to find a good pitty home, you know. You have to worry about those a little bit out here.
Well, you got to worry about the stupid breed-specific legislation too. I don't know if there's any in Texas or not, but
there is.
But they got Roman's the one that opened my eyes to this breed, that they're not what everybody says they are.
I'm telling you right now, my sweetest babies are my 2 pitties. So they are my sweetest babies.
But the way they're treated is just horrifying sometimes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There was actually quite a few that were just rescued from a dog fighting ring down here, and it broke my heart. We're very careful about who gets to, be around our pitties, because we've turned down some applications for him just because I worried that they, weren't necessarily what I'd want for him. Come here, baby. Come here, kitten. There you come.
And these are your dogs. You're allowed to turn down any application.
Yeah. I mean, we want them to be happy and safe, right? And some of it wasn't even so much a problem with the adopter per se, as it was just the fact that they didn't have like proper fencing and things like that. And we've seen pitties actually get stolen out in our area, and then end up right back where I just told you that some were rescued from. So we don't want that at all.
So they steal them to take them to the shelter?
No, they steal them to fight them.
Oh, okay. I mean, and then we blame the dogs, and we have breed-specific legislation that way, and because we
a lot of dogs out here that you see there. I live in a rural area. There's a lot of like free dogs, and because people don't spay or neuter, right? We get a lot of free dogs and a lot of things like that, and they end up being bait dogs, where they just pull their teeth and let their fighting dogs kind of attack them, and it's awful.
Yeah. And somebody told me they like to try to use Great Pyrenees as bait dogs because the fur is white and shows blood better. These people are sick.
Very much so. So we take in, and I hate to say it, we just take in whatever we can. And I've got dogs stacked on dogs right now, just because we've taken in so many and gotten out so few. But they're all safe. So
who's that playing with Jason?
That's Kitty.
Okay. Oh, that's Kitty, because she's going to be she's being featured too.
That's Kitty.
Wow.
Kitty and Pinto are like peanut butter and jelly.
Wow.
So
And now
they've been to.
what breeds Pitty? Or what breeds Kitty? Sorry.
We ain't real sure.
She looks like
Kitty,
a fluffy dog.
huh?
She's a fluffy breed.
Very fluffy. That's what she looked like.
I don't know.
And
Roman, what do you think? I don't know either. No clue.
she is a lot skinnier than she looks. It's kind of like Ziggers. She's kind of a
She's
little
kind of
bit.
cute. She's
She's kind of
good
so
dog.
floofy that it's really kind of hard to tell. But we just took her to the vet not too long ago, and he said she's not overweight. So I said, all right.
Longer nose almost looks like she could be a collie of some sort.
Yeah.
We don't know. She is double coated. We do know that.
So
She
it could
is.
be husky, pure in there. Could be a number.
She is
of them.
a hard-time floof. And we thought maybe she might have a little Aussie in her. We don't know. She could have.
Okay. How about purebred good girl?
That she is. You gotta watch Kitty though. Kitty is smart. Kitty is smart to the point of easily bored.
So maybe there is some Pyrenees in there.
She is very intelligent. She loves puzzles. Reminds me a lot of our shepherd. She loves puzzles and games. She is happy to have commands and things like that.
Wow.
Super
look
smart.
at that shirt Jason's wearing. That's a nice shirt.
It is a nice shirt. There's Bean.
We'll have to see if Roman can get one of those.
But Kitty is a very good girl. She is taken in from a neglect case. They needed to surrender her, and we took her in thinking that she was a great Pyrenees, and we could probably try to work her into some Pyrenees rescue.
And I can see the mistake. Yeah.
She ended up not being a Pyrenees. So.
Well, there might be some in there, so that be
Maybe.
I mean, there could be a pure mix there. Because look at her profile on her face, but she may be some sort of a sheepdog anyway, but doesn't have to be Great Pyrenees. And then maybe not.
She's a pretty girl, super, super smart, very sweet, very bossy. So
now over in Europe, they have some breeds of livestock guardian breeds that I'm not even aware of. Roman knows about some of them, but I don't think they're here in this country unless she's an immigrant.
She's a bossy girl. She's bossy. Well,
how much does she weigh?
How much did she weigh last time? 73.
Okay.
So what's her?
So she's not a small dog. Huh?
What would her perfect home look like?
Somewhere active.
Okay.
She's very active.
With other dogs, female.
Likes other dogs. She can be like bossy. She likes her things. So she can be a little possessive when it comes to her things. And
something like my wife.
Yeah, she can be. Hey, baby. She can be a little bossy about who she wants to be around, but you know, she's usually willing to play with pretty much everything until they aggravate her, but then she's kind of not. So she's kind of picky. What would I see her with? Well, she loves Pinto, but that's just because he puts up with her crap. So, you know what I'm saying? He kind of lets her be bossy. He's very submissive and just a sweetie pie. She, on the other hand, is not submissive at all. So we thought maybe she could work as a playmate for Max, one of our shepherds we took in, and they played, I think, maybe twice, and then it was just down to fighting. Why? Because he's kind of a lack of boundaries because he's young, and she just don't like people that don't respect boundaries.
So he's a young puppy. He's an annoying. Puppies are annoying, And think about it. If they annoy us, think about what they do to a dog.
She found him too annoying, and so she's not small, and she's not going to back down from anything even bigger than her. So she definitely is not a fan of Max now. But
So who does she play with?
She plays with Pinto.
Is that it?
She used to play with Ranch. Oh, she was a big fan of Ranch.
Isn't Ziggy laid back enough for her to play with?
Ziggy don't want to play with her.
Okay. All right.
That's Ziggy. I said Ziggy don't like high maintenance animals, right? He doesn't want anybody that's got too much zoom in her.
Right.
And she's definitely runs in circles and all kinds of other things. That's Ziggy not wanting her as opposed to the other way around. Gotcha. She was good with Chico. Chico was another large male peer. She was good with Ranch. She was good with Crandall, large peers.
Oh, okay.
She needs large males. I think
how old is she?
She's probably about 3, maybe pushing 4.
Okay.
She's probably about 3.5. She's settled down a lot lately, and so I think that she's kind of settling into her age. We've gotten past some of the terrible 2s, and so she's kind of doing better now. But she has been more selective with dogs. She loves to be an only. She likes to go out and do hiking and running. Like, she don't look like she's built for it, but she loves to run. But she loves to run. She loves to go out. She loves the outdoors. She wants to be with her people. She's very much a people person. She likes to play with Pinto, but she'd rather you be outside playing with her instead.
Okay.
So she would really
So she would do fine as an only dog.
Yes. She would do great as an only dog.
All right.
So no, she's a good girl, and she probably likes other dogs too. She just thrives better when she's to herself.
All right.
She wants all the hugs. She don't like to share.
So who's next now? We still have a couple more we have to do. We got to do Meena and Miss Priss, right? And
well, we were going to let the M letter out. You want to put them up and let out the first set of M letter?
All right. Because we got Pinto done, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And there's Kitten. So Pinto and Kitty are done. Kitten.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Pinto. Hey,
okay.
Hey, Kitten.
I don't know if you saw the description of the show or not, but I always refer to Pinto Bean as the infamous Pinto Bean. Yeah,
he is something. He is a favorite.
He's just he must be a lot of fun to just have him around, huh?
Yeah, Pinto is fun. He gets these he reminds me of those little bitty dogs in cartoons where their little feet are just that all the time. Yeah. He's got the scatter feet. So he's got these little jiggly scatter feet, and he's just always jumping around in circles. Okay. So he's pretty cute. We're going to let out some of the M litter. Okay. This is going to be...
I wanted to touch on one thing while we're changing dogs here. Now, you're a 501c3 nonprofit rescue, right? The Skippy Skippins Rescue and Rehab. So do you accept donations?
Yes. Sorry, I was getting jumped on.
Yeah, you got nailed. Maybe we can talk Melanie into putting that link into the comments, because you got a lot of dogs, and
I do, and
it takes a little bit of money, doesn't it?
It does, and so far we've been primarily just self-funded. Come on, you.
Okay, and so
sorry about that. That was
for like new phones sometimes, right?
You gotta love phones, right? Good grief! I've got another case coming in.
Boy, have they grown.
They have. This is Maeve, who doesn't want to jump off of me.
I didn't have her on the list.
No, that's okay. Maeve,
that's all right.
Look what she did in my shirt.
She got. Oh, how dare you complain about?
I know. Got the rescue shirt all dirty. Baby, where's Meena? Can I
I
get
want
Meena?
to see Meena and Miss Priss.
Yeah, we're gonna get that's Maeve right there.
Okay.
And they
I didn't know
are
she was still
huge
there.
now. There's Meena.
There's Meena.
Maeve. There's
One of
Meena.
them is Brindle. Miss Priss is Brindle, right?
Priss is Brindle and Maisie is Brindle.
Okay.
So we have 2 Brindles left. And
Wow.
then everybody else, it's funny because they used to be black and white and now they're not.
That one's black and white. What are you talking about?
They're not as black and white as they used to be.
Yeah. How old are they now?
Because now their booties and everything else are getting different colors. They're starting to lighten up. They used to be more black than anything. But now everybody's kind of changing color.
Okay. And how old are they, Stefanie?
They were born December 26th of 2023, right? So I guess a year and...
That explains why they're getting bigger.
A year and 2 months, right? Or 3 months.
So what are their breeds, Stefanie?
Well, we did some DNA on Meatball.
Oh, you did?
Oh. Yes. So we did some DNA on Meatball. Meatball was one of the other Brindles. He got adopted right away. So you've never really even seen him. He's gone.
Yeah, he was never on the show.
Nope. Meatball was like the first one out. So, baby, I need some puppies up this way. Hey, Maisie. Come here, Maze. Here's one of the Brindles. So, what are they? They are pretty much 38% Pyrenees.
Really?
Wow. Mama was 75% Pyr and 25% Lab. So if you take 75 and 25 and half it, that's what you got over here on these puppies.
Okay.
So this is
not
Maisie.
Counting grandparents and stuff like that.
Yeah, but this is Maisie. Maisie is 38% Pyr, 12% Lab, so the half of the 25 of Mama.
Wow.
And then they are bully mix, and some of that is boxer, which is Maisie is definitely her genes that are turned on are definitely some of her boxer genes. This girl is springy. She can jump fences just standing still. She doesn't even have to make an effort. So she's very, very springy. That's Maisie. And so what are they? They're 38% Pyr, 12% Lab, 6% boxer. Good gravy. I don't remember what I got up to because they ran into me. 25%, 25% bully. I think. God bless it. Okay. Yeah. See, I'm about to fall off the pergola, darn dogs. So,
just don't fall into the pool. There's no water in it.
Well, I'm not even close, but they're going to knock me off the pergola for sure. But 25%, I think it was pity. And then the last few little percent, they called super mutt, but they said it was probably just a different kind of bully.
Right.
So
now, is this their normal energy level here?
Yes.
So they're going to need an athletic family.
This is their normal energy level. Like they're just...
And that should settle down in about 10 years, right?
Man. It's definitely not the Pyrenees kind of look. They're definitely taken after this one right here, definitely the boxery one. Yeah. This one is she is jumpy.
You know what we're going to do? Maybe next week. It won't be time today. We're gonna have Roman cover the energy levels like this, okay? And in different breeds and stuff, because Roman does all breeds, all right?
Well, these right here are, I know
they're very young. I know they're young.
Yes, but compared to my other ones, we call this almost my little crack litter. Because they're kind of crazy and they're a little bit like they're on it, but so they definitely are not mellow. you know what's funny about that is the calmest one is actually coming up right now, and that's Meena. Meena, come here, baby.
Okay,
No, I
now
need Meena.
Meena we have on the list.
Now, Meena is
Aw.
beautiful. Shut the gate.
Aw.
Meena is beautiful. I would like for you to see Meena. Meena has somebody interested in her that is actually coming all the way from Colorado to come look at her.
Wow.
Wow.
Take that picture down, Melanie. We want to see the real dog. There she is.
There she is. So this is Meena. This is Meaner Means. She is a sweetheart. This one definitely cuddles. She's a little bit less crazy than the other ones as far as
Why
energy
is
goes.
that? It's just her personality difference?
Just her personality, and you can see she's actually turning a little bit of a different color. So she's got a little bit of a brown kind of color on her sides. Jason, can you come help? Okay, well, he's busy trying to corral the crazy too.
The crazy kids, the crack,
Yeah,
the
but
crack
she's
babies.
yes. Oh my gosh, so cracky. But she's got, well, you can kind of see it when she starts to walk off. She's getting an interesting color to her. She's kind of almost a brownish, dark brownish color right through here on her sides.
Uh-huh.
And
almost looks like she's got some red in her. with the
yes,
sunlight.
exactly. See, look at her rear haunches and stuff. She looks like she's starting to get almost a little bit brownish reddish look. And it's an interesting coloration because she's super, super pretty.
That
she's just
tail
kind of-
would knock you right over. It's so long.
Yeah, these babies have some long tails. I mean, if tails were what going to give you some balance and stuff, these babies are got it. So they got super long tails.
Now, are you able to put them in with any of your other dogs instead of just their litter?
Yeah, they're great. They're great with everybody.
Are they?
Even with their energy level?
Yeah, not Ziggy, but but we've already said Ziggy don't want that mess.
And
but-
Madison gets along with anybody.
Yeah, they'd be okay with Madison. As a matter of fact, their brother plays with Madison.
Okay.
Maddox.
All right.
So now would Kitty keep them in line if Kitty were out with them?
Maybe. I don't know that Kitty has tolerance for them.
Well,
So
energy level can be tricky to deal with, but it's not all that hard. But you've got 37 dogs, and
when you run them out,
it would be a challenge for you.
Yeah, when you let them kind of run it out, they're really good, right?
Okay.
They get tired, and then they're less crazy, right?
Well, what happens if you give them a job? That could work.
Yeah, and that would be good too. One of our my vice president, I met with her this past week. That feels so odd saying that, but we're finally kind of getting everything organized. But I met with my board last week, and my vice president even said that she might buy us one of those little treadmills that you hook the dog up to and let them just go.
Well, I don't know about that one. Hold off on that, because Roman absolutely would have a different plan for you. That would
because these dogs right here, they just need some exercise. Right now, we do have volunteers that come over and walk the dogs during the day. And so they do get to do that. Plus, they're out 4 or 5 times a day just to play.
Right.
So
but
it's not
an emotional place too.
Yeah.
Okay?
And so they get lots of cuddles. They get lots of playtime. They get lots of playtime with their siblings and each other. You want to put these 3 up and get the next 3? And hey, baby, this is Maisie.
Right.
We call her Crazy Maisie.
Right.
But and that's just because she's just. But see, there's Meena. Meena is just a very low-key girl. She's got personality, but whenever I think of Meena, I think of like sweet. She's just sweet. She's very loving, just real sweetheart. She minds. Like I can tell.
Yeah,
right?
you're in a situation there. You've got a lot of dogs, and it's mostly just you and Jason, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we get up at 5, start doing dogs. We both go to work.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. You both have jobs.
Yes. Someone's got to pay for all this. So,
wow.
You want to get the other 3 out?
I'm surprised
So-
Roman's not down there just shaking his head. Holy crap! Where's your energy coming from?
So yes, we
Exactly. That's what
have
I'm
I
wondering.
run a lab and teach, and so we have full-time jobs. Jason's a truck driver, and so hold on.
Now, who's this?
Oh my gosh, I gotta stand up. Oh my gosh, don't knock. Okay, sorry.
Wow.
He should have let me stand up before he got him out. Okay, there we go. Sorry.
Wow, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, for y'all.
Wow.
This is the
Next
second.
time we're getting a camera with a tripod down there so we
Yes,
can
this
see
is
it
the
all.
second half of the crack litter.
Okay.
What you got?
So this right here, this is my lovey. This one wants to be with me more than she wants to do anything.
And who is it?
This
that
is Morgan.
Morgan.
She's beautiful. I
She
asked
is.
about her earlier, Stefanie. She's gorgeous.
Morgan is absolutely amazing. She is always who wants to be with me. She loves to play though, but she minds. She's wonderful to walk. Meena is great on a leash too. And Morgan, she's adventurous. I think that's what I love about her and Meena. Meena, she's got quiet confidence. Morgan, she's definitely kind of all out, but she's quiet, like for the most part. She's very confident. Priss, and she's adventurous. She'll be the one that will get out and go places, This
And that's
is
Miss Priss.
This is Priss. Hey, Miss Priss.
Look at that. A Great Pyrenees guy identified a non-peer.
So this is Priss. She is also 38% peer, right? So
She's
she is.
beautiful. She's gorgeous.
She's
She is
very
gorgeous.
gorgeous. Look at that. She's just gorgeous. She's
Wow.
a very light colored brindle. She is super sweet. These dogs are kind of leggy. I don't know if that's the lab in them or what, but you can see these tails are like intense.
Tail will do some damage, won't it?
They're deadly for sure.
Now that's a tail right there.
Yeah.
All right.
You see this long thing? This is a tail. That's a tail. That's Maddox.
Yeah.
So Maddox is our only male left. And he is super huge. I wish I could show
Twice the
him.
size of her.
Look at how big he is.
Yes. Yeah.
This
And I'm
boy
surprised
is
you and Jason both still have your sanity.
that's questionable. But this boy right here is an absolute doll baby. He's so sweet.
Yeah.
Now,
Wow.
what he is also is very jumpy, which we got to work on. But because he's huge, when he jumps up, he can drape his whole arms over his whole front legs over my shoulders.
Right.
Because he's super tall.
But he'll flatten you.
So you see him? He's super big.
Jason's no small guy.
Well, Jason ain't the tallest person you ever seen.
Oh, he's only like 5'2" or something.
He's like, he says 5'6". I think he's being generous. But Maddox comes up to, probably my mid thigh, and I'm 5'7". So he's at least up there.
Right.
And
We gotta
tall.
move on here because we still got Roman has to answer a question early on. So every one of these dogs, once again, are listed at GreatPyreneesRescueSociety.org. Is that correct?
Yes, all of these dogs are, yes. So the only dog you saw that was not yet was just Happy, and I've only had him for a couple of days.
Okay.
So there they all go. Miss Priss, she don't really like to get in that fray too much.
Right.
So she's just
Wow. Okay. Well, Stefanie, it's always great to have you on. We got your donation link posted in the comments. Anybody has a little bit of feel generous or want to help some dogs, there's a donation. Skippy Skippins is the one you can donate to. They can just like she said, right now, they're self-supporting. All right.
yes, we
that
are.
can be difficult. Okay. And
It
what I'll
can
do is is maybe we'll get you a link up there because we got your logo and everything up there. Maybe we can get you a link associated with your logo on New Hope's website so people can donate. All right. So
she's thirsty. It's hot here.
yeah. So we had a question for Roman early on. I got to find right there. Let's see. Let me find it. There it is. The question was when they were talking about Madison, how long it took her to settle in, blah, blah, blah. And Patty had asked a question about her foster dog in Utah. Just a second. Let me get Roman over here now. That's the question. How would, wrong person. That wasn't even Patty. She was asking about how long it takes for him to settle in. Remember I said he was the Akbash. All right. I can't find the actual questions for all of the comments and stuff.
I got
There it is right there. Thank you, Melanie.
Yes,
She's
I was
good.
looking for it too.
Yeah. So I think the question is he was in a shelter, he was stray to the shelter, then went to him. Went to her, I mean. How long does it take him to adjust? Well, good question. isn't it?
Well, great question. Let me make you ready for taking a screenshot.
There you go.
Everybody ready for a screenshot?
Yeah. I used that as a separator for the photos too. That was cool, huh?
Okay, so how long does it take? It's not a timeline.
Nope.
It's an event line. First of all, if the dog doesn't feel safety, no matter how long you're gonna take, it's gonna have to feel safe first. Then the dog needs to connect with the handler, whoever he trusts, and that is a conveyor to what's gonna happen next. So if the dog doesn't feel trustworthy in the relationship, you will not be able to create structure, and structure has to happen for the dog to feel safe in a new environment. And then once that all is safe, then we can talk about gently introducing the dog to different other people and dogs. So while for convenience, we say 333, there is no scientific evidence who supports that, quite the opposite. It's a rule of thumb with no scientific support that it takes 3 days or 3 months or 3 weeks to do anything on dogs. It's like saying, oh, you want to get married? In 3 days, you figure it out. In 3 weeks, you're going to get everything right. In 3 months, you're married. No, it doesn't work like that.
Right.
So especially for dogs who we don't know, like dogs who come from a shelter or dogs who come from complex situations where we don't know of, we don't know how those factors affect. It's the dog breed traits, the dog experience, the dog's trauma, the dog's age, the place they're coming into. Even if the dog is a good intent dog, if the other place is not organized, he's going to fail. So how long does it take for the dog to settle in? It depends on the dog, on the environmental factors, his health condition, his age, how he connects, how quickly he recovers from a relocation stress. All these factors play a role.
And how well the human can identify the needs of the dogs to meet.
Definitely. That's kind of rule number one. If you don't meet the dog's needs, we're not getting anywhere.
Yeah. Now, with Madison taking a couple months, there is a possibility it was because of the environment. There's a lot of dogs there, and they can't spend as much one-on-one time with each dog like that. Okay. And commotion.
My max that I feel responsible of being able to take care are 13 dogs, because you need at least in a minimum 20 minutes individually interaction.
Right.
Which means they need to be fed, they need to be outside, they need to go outside, they need to socially interact, we need to meet their needs. So you need a whole team of volunteers to handle so many dogs.
Can you imagine how long it takes them in the mornings just to do the necessary
we
stuff?
Create other friction. There's a stress environment. We can also cause chronic stress. So that's why it's important. If we have those many dogs, we need to kind of separate them. They need room to function. And I'm not a supporter of crates, but I understand some people are, because of the situation, they're forced to have crates. But it's not what I would like to see in a healing process. I would rather see a dog who has enough room.
But in this situation here, they don't have a lot. Now they are building another building across the way down there that's going to help with this.
Well, that's what we want to support. We want to support for that, not to be a long condition.
Right.
A good example of how that will be set up is very good example is how Austin Animal Shelter is set up in Austin.
Yeah, in Austin,
They have
Texas.
little tiny compartments. They're about 40, 50 square feet each, and there can be 2 dogs at the time in there.
Yep. That's room. So, but then again, shelters are overpopulated too. Everybody's hurting right now. Yeah, and make no mistake, when you surrender your dog, that is very hard on the dog. Very hard. So just remember that all these rescues, they're the ones that have to deal with that. So next time you get mad at a rescue, just think about what they could have been going through just before you got mad at them. So,
yeah, I think we have the misconception of the rescue is obligated to take the dogs.
No, yeah, no, they're not.
The only one who's obligated to take a dog is the shelter, the town shelter.
That's right.
Unfortunately, all this support is being gone, which means they barely have money to feed the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
They barely have ability to have volunteers. The volunteers are really volunteers and not being paid for. And so that needs a lot of structure, and that's not often the case. Yep. Been in Texas in shelters where literally the dogs were in a container without air conditioning. In a town shelter.
Yeah. I mean, they're required by the county contract to take strays in. They have to. Yeah. So now those conditions there, I think, could have been improved, I think. But what are they supposed to do? Where are they going to put them if they don't have room? So, and, that's just not, let's just try to keep our dogs in our homes. There's ways to do this. There's plenty of resources out there. R.U.M's an excellent resource to keep dogs in their homes for any breed.
Well, we need to stop the influx of dogs end up in the situation need to be rehomed. That's
right.
And many situations can be avoided. We have talked about that.
And always remember that the shelters in Texas is the only ones I've heard about. They're getting entire litters of puppies taken to them.
We're taking in a lot of puppies too, Steve. We're taking in a lot of puppies. So.
And then they have repeat customers, something I heard. I don't know if that part's true or not. So maybe some of the laws that need to go into place is to regulate breeders. All right, because that's just out of control sometimes. And we got a big problem in this country. We got too many dogs, and we're contributing to it sometimes. So. All right. Wow, R.U.M, thanks. That I like how you put that. It's not a time line; it's an event line. Yeah,
it's a somatic experience. It's not a dog. And
sometimes R.U.M has a wealth of knowledge with documentation to support it that you got to fall back on. So R.U.M at holisticdogtraining.org. He's not unreasonably priced either. Okay, always remember that. Because he's so efficient. And let's talk about your course again that you have, that online for the livestock.
Yeah, the online course is a very inexpensive way to get a lot of information very quickly, and always give an option, because sometimes we don't have a self-assessment. It's difficult, so we don't know what we're dealing with. The information is great, but if I don't know what I'm dealing with, how can I apply that?
Right.
So I always recommend do a session, understand what's going on, and then do the course, and then you know what to work with. It's like making a menu. If you don't know what you're cooking, what ingredients you're going to use. You have all these ingredients there. Everything is healthy and good, right? But how do you mix it together?
Mm-hmm. And you have a Facebook group that people can join, Holistic Dog, what is it? It's the parenting Facebook group.
It's a parenting group. You can add the link. I don't have the link right off my.
I don't have the link handy either, and I didn't even think about. I was going to say that because I'm just doing this from the seat of my pants right now. Okay. Wow. Thank you, R.U.M. Once again, your information is always valuable. And
well, I gotta go because I have another client coming in. So
and we gotta go because we're on overtime. Thank you, R.U.M. Stefanie, thank you so much for saving all these dogs. And I mean, look at this. I'm going to make her big again. And there we go. Wow. I didn't know about who's that? Oops, I lost you. Where'd you go? There you are. How did I lose you? Oh, I know what happened. These stupid scenes came back. I deleted them. Anyway, we don't care about that. We'll try it. I don't know what to do. Well, where'd this little puppy come from, Stefanie? You're muted. There's another little one. Unmute yourself so we can hear you. Okay, don't unmute yourself. We don't have to hear you. Maybe she can't hear me. Well, anyway, we're going to have to go. We're on overtime now, and I can't afford to pay overtime.
Yeah, he's 8 to 9 weeks and was found in the woods.
In the woods? Who is that? What's his name?
His name is Woody. We just got him. Woody after being found in the woods.
Okay, I get it. Now who's
and
that?
This is a 10-week-old puppy. And he was also found dumped out.
What's his name?
My husband calls him Buzz, but I call him Chonk.
Okay, okay. That's no confusion to the dog, right?
Yeah, I just call him Chonk. He's chonky. But he's 10 weeks old.
There's Missy.
And this is Missy. Missy's a 4-year-old female. And she was rescued from a breeding situation.
Oh.
So
she was the breeding dog?
Uh-huh.
Great.
Oh.
So
Bless
she is
your heart, guys. You guys are amazing.
Yes.
She's beautiful. We have her mate too. So we have her mate.
Wow.
Her mate's Pooh Bear.
Wow, no wonder you're building that building across the way for more room.
Yes, we keep taking in. We took this one
They just never stop.
Yeah. We took this one in on Christmas Eve. This one and her 3 puppies that didn't sell at the fair or whatever, at the little market. And then her mate that they were mating her with, we have him too. His name is Pooh Bear. He's gorgeous. And then we have Tobias. Tobias was he's a big boy. He's got a head like a polar bear and he's huge. He is a sweetheart.
Is he another Great Pyrenees?
Uh-huh. He's a big one. Probably bigger than Ziggy, like as far as size goes, just not as floofy. And
you still have your resident dogs too.
Yes. Yeah.
And one of them is Skippy Skippins, right?
Yes. One of them skips.
That.
He's probably skipping around somewhere right now.
Yeah. Oh, his name's Skippy.
Huh?
His name is Skippy, right?
Yeah, that's Skippy. But there's these little puppies. They follow Mama around, Missy, I guess, because they know that she's been a mama and they want a mama. They probably miss their mama.
Oh, that is so sad.
Because they're just so little. Like the minute we picked up Woody and brought him home, he wanted to be around Missy. And he just stayed right in front of her.
Oh.
And so...
Isn't that amazing?
Because he probably missed it. He probably missed his mama. He's just a little one. See? Just little. Yep. And then there's Chonk. Chonk, we think, is a Pyrenees Anatolian mix. That's commonplace out here.
It looks like there could be Anatolian there.
Yeah, he has that little band, that little Sheppy band around his tail. See it? So he has that little Sheppy band around his tail, but these are some little babies. I mean, you should see how
both kind of mellow for their age, aren't they?
Huh?
They're mellow for their age, ain't they? Aren't puppies that age normally bouncing off the walls?
Yeah. We have some that are bouncing off the walls. You know, this one right here, he's never met a stranger, and he is super sweet. He walked up to mine with them barking and growling and everything else, and he just kissed everybody on their nose, no matter what they were doing.
Because so far, a human hasn't given him a reason to be a stranger.
No, he's just been dumped out on his own.
A puppy that age doesn't escape either. So
we looked for the rest of the litter because they said they heard him out in the woods, but we couldn't find him.
Jeez.
So I
And
don't
Great Pyrenees don't have just 2 and 3 puppies. They have between
know.
8 and 12.
So we don't know that they're going to survive. We've been looking, but no one's found anybody but him.
How far is the woods? Are they nearby?
It's pretty big. I live out in the woods, but I mean it's a pretty
And
big area to cover.
And nobody said they've heard any more?
No, we haven't heard anything more about any other puppies that went with Woody. But when we got him just this past week, like you can't see him right now, but he is super, super thin. Like just super thin.
Oh,
Melissa's right. This is a bad state for animal welfare.
He is just super thin, and it's sad because he's just the sweetest and cutest little baby. I have some cute pictures of him. He looks like a little angelic lamb, but he is just the sweetest thing you've ever seen, and just dumped out. This one right here, I think they had it. They probably took care of it for a little while, decided they didn't want it, and then tossed it out because he's not skinny. That's the reason I call him Chonk. He definitely didn't have the same
who's
issue
that with you with him? Who is the bigger one?
That's Missy.
Oh, okay.
That's the breeding pair. That's Mama.
Oh, okay. So, and they're new also, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Misty, I think, is going to head to Melise on the 3rd or the 5th of April.
Gotcha. You got an amazing relationship with GPRS, don't you?
Yes. So I'm hoping that they will take Missy. We actually have been very blessed by some of the rescues in our area. We have 3 German Shepherds, 2 little puppies and a mama that we took in that are in the garage. Their vetting was paid for by a Good Shepherd. Then we had Tag, which is another peer rescue. They came out and took 2 of Missy's girls.
Now, Tag is Leah Forbes, right?
Yes. So 2 of Missy's girls, Missy's this mama that is the breeding pair. 2 of Missy's girls, they took them. And then Spin, which is Saving Pyrs in Need, they came out and took her son.
They're still active. I didn't realize.
Yes.
I don't. Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes so under different leadership, I think. But Spin came out and took her son, and then Spin offered just this past week to help with bedding for this baby right here.
Wow.
So Woody, they're going to pay for his bedding, but Chonk is not going to be left out. Dallas Street Dog Advocates, which is an amazing organization, Dallas Street Dog Advocates is actually going to take Chonk on Monday.
Wow, you've got some good support. This is good. Mary Jo wants to know how old Missy is, if you have any idea.
Missy is 4, and she is amazing. You've never met a sweeter girl. She's just so sweet.
And she nurtures these puppies, or these are her puppies?
Huh? No, these are not her puppies. She's just taken these under her wing. We just got these puppies this week.
Because she was a breeding dog.
Yes. We've only had him 2 days, and this one we've only had 3.
All right. Now, I have a question for Melanie. Who's that?
1 second. This is Sedona. She's my
That's
new
another
foster.
new one.
I just got her today.
Wow.
I just noticed that because what I was noticing early on, but I didn't want to interrupt anything. I didn't see a dog with you, and then I saw somebody, but it could have been your resident dog coming up. And you do have a foster, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So remember, everybody, now Melanie will be back to normal, having a dog with her on the couch.
Yeah. Yeah. We're in decompression room right now, so she's in the guest room.
I didn't know they were deep sea divers.
Yes, that.
They're chilling out. They're getting their thoughts together. The rescues call that decompressing, which is okay. You can call it anything you want. But puppies, nobody's ever feels bad. If you're feeling down, get a puppy, but don't get it just for that reason. And never give a puppy for Christmas.
No.
And if you get a puppy, keep it for life. Don't just get rid of it.
That's right. This is a lifelong commitment.
That's
right.
A
lifelong of the dog.
Yeah. Everything's disposable. So if you want to get that cute, fluffy puppy, make sure you keep it for the remainder of its life.
Yeah. And that's the reason why all these rescues are here, because that hasn't been working out lately. We got to readjust our thought paths and go back
Are
to
you going under there?
some of the commitments. Okay.
Yep.
If you commit, stay committed. And always remember, make sure you got the finances before you commit.
And if not, there are resources out there to help you keep your puppies and your dogs. So
That
find
Newfoundland
out, do some
place
research.
is one of those resources. That newfoundlandplace.org.
Yep.
If you
New
ask
to
for
you.
help, they help.
Yep. Rescues will help out so you can keep your dog. It's so
That's
much
right.
easier to keep your dog and let somebody help you than to rehome them.
Because I don't know of any rescue that I work with that wakes up in the morning saying, I think I'll call this person, see if I can take their dog.
Exactly.
That's not what they do.
Yep.
Okay. They don't want your dog. Okay. They want you to keep your dog, and they will do what they can at the time to help you too.
Very
Of
true.
rescues, if you have a problem with your pit bull, call a pit bull rescue. If you have a problem with your Newfie, call a Newfie rescue. If you have, obviously, with Great Pyrenees, call a Great Pyrenees rescue. There's plenty of them. There's quite a few of them around the country, and that's the saddest part. So that's very
And every
sad.
one of them are full, Steve.
And then there's a lot of all breed rescues that have Great Pyrenees too. Okay, so, and we're also losing a rescue in Colorado. All right, they're retiring. They're trying to get somebody to take it over. We're going to see if we can get them on the show at the end of the month. All right, hope we can, because we're trying to get somebody to take that rescue over, because they can only do it, for so long, and we can't. Rescues have a big problem be able to get young people involved. I mean, a lot of it, you got to work for a living. We get it. But then when they come home from work or school or whatever, well, play video games, maybe. It's whatever, life happens. So older people are in rescue, and we need more younger ones. So anyway, wow, you guys. Jason, Stefanie, thank you so much. Holy crap, you could do 3 shows and barely get your dogs in, huh?
Yeah, we haven't even seen probably but a third of them, maybe.
Holy cow. Thank you so much for what you're doing. And I hope you get a overabundance. I hope you get more donations than what you need.
Well, thank you. I will tell you that Madison, when she first came, because I know you mentioned this, that it could have been a high stress environment. It was actually really loud at the shelter she came from. But at the time that she came, we didn't have more than 5 dogs.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because
that's right.
Because we were just starting, so she was one of our first fosters.
Well, I was just giving an example of something.
Yeah. So she was actually quite quiet in there at first. Now it's like bedlam. But
here's the thing. Here's the important part. Remember the events Roman talked about.
Yes.
You did a major event. You let her know it's okay to trust humans again.
Yes, and she's good now. She is good. This one right here, I don't think she's never had a problem. This girl is just a sweetheart. She's never been sad, except for.
But always remember,
a good girl.
That's there when she goes to a new home. That's going to change. I promise you, it's going to change at least for the first few months. Okay.
Oh yes,
until
for
she
sure.
trusts again. I mean, keep in mind she's familiar with that. She's not going to go eat anybody or anything like that because she doesn't have to. Stefanie and Jason built that into her now, and that stays. They never forget. But if you do something that reminds her of a prior life, you could trigger that back. They call those trauma triggers. But always remember, trauma is just a word. Most trauma triggers trigger a good memory, and we just don't realize it.
Look at them Grinch toes.
Because it's good memories, we don't realize we're triggering those. We think we're creating them.
And we've actually had somebody ask about Madison. And the interesting thing was, and I really had kind of hoped that they would think about her seriously, is it was Ranch's adopter. And I thought, yes. And Ranch was her
I remember, wasn't Ranch that giant dog you had?
Yes. And Ranch was her ride or die. You know what I'm saying? That was her best bud after Crandall left. So I feel like she would love that.
Her bio that she's the sweetest dog you've had yet?
Which one?
I'm sorry, Madison.
Madison? extremely sweet. Like she just looks like people. She's got very human-like eyes. She reads the room, her emotions. You can just read her emotions in her eyes.
And
She's
who's
just
that
very.
who's that melting under Jason right now?
That's Missy,
Okay.
my breeder pair we rescued.
Right.
The one that we're going to send to GPRS. Whoever ends up
You talk
fostering this
about
girl, she's
Jason meeting a need right now. He nailed it.
Yeah, she's a cuddle. This girl just wants a cuddle. She's all about them belly rubs. We'll be walking along, and if you pet her, she thinks she's got to roll over in the middle of the street.
And who was it that didn't want this dog? God dang.
Well, they said that she didn't make a good mama, so they didn't want to breed her anymore. So they told me if I was going to breed her, to remember that she's not a good mama.
So this was a money thing.
Yes, but I took her, the breeder that she is with. I mean, I took the male, and then I took her 3 puppies.
Okay,
And
look at her nurture these puppies she doesn't even know.
Yeah. And if she didn't want to be a good mama, how many times had they bred her, and how many litters did
I
she
want to
have
know what
then?
their definition of good mama is.
No, that's what I said, because she absolutely adored her puppies when they got here. She was very sad after they left.
So you
when
did
we got
have
these
her puppies then at one time.
Now, yes, I had 3 of her puppies. Those went to tag and to spin.
Gotcha.
And so, but this mama, she's going to Melise. And then the daddy is beautiful. You should see him. His name is Pooh Bear, and he is gorgeous. But they were breeding them. But she only had this one litter. She was bad at it. They said she was not good.
Look at the puppy. Look at the love that puppy's offering. No, he's wanting pets. That's not love offering. That's give me pets. That's demand.
He's kissing her. He's kissing her down there.
Wow. Oh, I see that now. Okay.
He was kissing Mama.
Wow. What a cute puppy.
Oh my gosh, he is adorable. He's got full double D's. He has got huge feet. He's got a huge liquor.
Wow.
He's a big kiss. And he is a very, very sweet boy. But like I said, he doesn't weigh nothing. He only weighs half of what that one weighs. Okay. And he's only a week or 2 younger than he is. Tom, come here.
Okay, well, Stefanie, we got to get off of here. Do we have any? Yeah, we still have viewers, but we're a half hour or 25 minutes overtime here.
Oh, this was a great show.
Well, thanks for having us. We got lots of puppies, so if anybody wants to adopt some, feel free to come get some. And if anybody wants to take some into their rescue, feel free to come get some.
You're doing an awesome job here saving dogs.
We got lots of them. We got lots of babies. I didn't even show you all the puppies we have. We got shepherd puppies and all kinds of puppies.
You're not going to let us end it. You're not going to let us end the show, are you?
We will. Thanks for having us. Because I got to go let my shepherd puppies out, so we got to put these up. So we're
going to go. Thank you, guys, and
thank you.
Man, you and Jason are just doing amazing work down there.
Well, thank you. I know that, crates aren't ideal. We're working on that, but it's the best we can do.
You're doing what you do to save dogs. Roman.
Yes, it's better than being eaten by coyotes and hogs. So
we know you don't support a dog living in a crate either. Okay.
No, not living in one. No.
Right. And yours don't. So.
No, mine don't.
All right, you guys have a great day.
All right, thank you.
Bye now.
Bye, everybody.
Say bye.